In this lesson, we'll continue working on posing our major actions. Now we've come to the point where we want to have the character push the crate all the way back to its stopping mark. So we'll go to frame 40, select the crate, and move it all the way back till it can no longer move it back. Then we could go to the center of gravity for the character and translate him forward to where he's about at the similar position he was on frame 30, or that far from the crate. And now we do have the right foot coming back or forward, so we can have that translate forward like that. Okay, then we need to see his knee. We need to fix that. So we'll hit 4 on the keyboard, select his knee control, just translate that forward. To fix that up, great. Now we could go back to shaded mode by hitting 6, and this left foot, notice how that's locking up, and of course we don't want that happening. So let's select the left foot control. We'll go to the raise ball and raise up the foot as it should be rolling up. Great. About here, so we get this nice silhouette still out of the legs. Great. And we want to have that left knee come forward so we don't run into that same situation where the right knee was moving back. So we could just move that right into the crate there. Awesome. So now we have our next pose set where the right foot has come forward. Character pushes the crate all the way back. And let's make some minor tweaks to this pose so the character will still be moving and preparing to push off now once he's finally brought the crate back. So basically add a little bit of anticipation here too. Since the character is going to be moving up when he pushes off, let's have him translate down a bit. Okay. And this is also for him putting a little bit more effort into completing the push. Okay, and then we could have the center of gravity rotate in some more. And then for the chest, we don't need to worry about the back here just yet. We'll go to the chest and rotate that back so we get a better C curve. Okay, for a stronger, since he's putting more effort in, for a stronger pose. Great. Once we have that now, for the neck, we'll actually have that move up. It's going to move down when the character pushes off. Okay. For the head, could also have that move up. And then also out some more in the Y. Okay. And then for the Z, could have that move some more to the character's left. Bring that up this way. Okay. And then for our next pose, we're pretty much going to do the opposite of what we've just done. So rather than, for example, in the head, rather than having it move up, when he starts pushing off, it's going to move down, as was just stated. So some things to keep in mind when working on your characters. So here's what we have now, the character pushing in. Some more. Let's see what else needs to be done to our pose. How about the shoulders? Let's have those move up since he was moving down. Having his hands planted there, so we'll have them move slightly up. Then also rotate them back, just hitting E on our keyboard and using our rotation tool to rotate that shoulder back. And we'll do the same thing for the left shoulder. We'll bring that up in the Z. Just a tad. And then rotate it back. Great. Okay, well, now that we have this next pose in, where the character has pushed the crate all the way back, we'll go ahead and double check it here, just to make sure we can move on to our next pose where he pushes off, and we sure can, so let's do that. We'll now go to frame 50, and once there, let's go ahead and plant the left foot now, since he's going to be pushing off, coming back. Then we could go to a center of gravity and translate that back. And also up. Okay, like so. And then let's rotate it back. Some here. Because now the back's going to go into more of a C curve, so we're just preparing for that. And of course we don't want this right foot to be locked up as it is, so we can just translate him down. Some here. So we get some bend in the knees there, and then we can rotate him forward with his back control and also his chest. Alright, great. Pose is looking pretty good. For his head, let's actually go to the neck first, and we'll rotate that down Remember, he's going to be moving down. For his head, we'll go to the Z, straighten that out, putting a value of 0 in. For the Y, we won't just yet have him look all the way at the crate, but let's point his head to where it's looking, where we can tell he's looking at the crate now. But he won't move to about a value of 0 in the Y until he's pretty much gotten to the point where he's standing upright again. Let's actually lift up his head control here so he's looking at the crate. Okay, just a bit like that. Okay, so when we scrub through, here's what we get. Still have the head moving down for the follow through to the push off. Great. We can now go ahead and focus on his shoulders. Since he's moved up and back, we can have the shoulders move down and forward, almost to default position, so we don't want to move them too far forward. Do the same for the left shoulder, down and forward. Alright, and once that's done, we can go to his RMIK control, move that back, and then rotate his wrist forward for the push off. And we'll be working more on the hands once it comes time to work on them, but for right now we're just, again, blocking out rough sketches of our poses before we actually go back and really add some nice movement, nice detail to them. Okay, so we've got that right arm now pushing off. Let's have the left arm prepare for that. We'll just translate it back and then rotate it forward in the Y, just like what we did with the right. Oh, I'm going to undo that. Just want to move it the Y. Then we'll also go to the fist channel and bring that down. Great. Okay, so now we have him pushing off, push up, and it's looking good. Excellent. So just keep scrubbing to make sure everything's looking the way we want it to. I think maybe we could take his center of gravity and move that up some more, and also forward some more on frame 50. Alright, that looks better. Let's check out the right side. Great. Okay, well, with these things done, we can go ahead and just turn off the curves, again, to just focus on the character's pose to see if we like everything before we move on. Excellent. So, that does finish off this lesson. In the next lesson, we'll complete our extremes by setting our last pose where the character is standing upright, and then go back and double check our poses once again to make sure everything is fine before we can start finalizing this push.